Acid soil. It is a soil that has pH value less than 7. A horizon. Soil horizon consisting of mineral soils which have the maximum organic matter accumulations and maximum biological activity. Air porosity. The proportion of the bulk volume of the soil that is filled with air at any given time or under given condition. Alkaline soil. It is a soil that has pH value greater than 7. Alluvial fan. It is a fan-shaped deposit accumulated at the growth of the canyon or at the foot of the mountain. Alluvium. It is the sediment that which are deposited by running water or stream. Ammionification. It is the process which decomposes amino acids by soil bacteria resulting in the productions of ammonia and ammonium. Anion. It is a negatively charged ion formed by any addition of electrons to atoms or molecules. Available water. It is a proportion of soil water that can readily be absorbed by plant roots. Bedrock. It is the solid rock underlying the soils that regulate with which in depth ranging from 0 to several hundreds. Horizon. It is a soil horizon usually beneath the A horizon that is characterized by the presence of concentrated silicate, clays, iron, aluminum, oxides, and humus. Capillary fringe. It is a zone that just above the water table that remains the almost saturated. Capillary water. It is a soil water held in the soil pores that is neatly absorbed by the plant roots. Cation. It is a positively charged formed by removal by electrons from atoms or molecules. Cations exchange. It is interchange between the cations in solutions and another cations on the surface of any surface active material. Chemical nitrogen fixation. It is a fixation that takes place at high temperature and pressure in producing ammonia, which is used in manufactured fertilization. Sea horizon. It is a mineral horizon generally beneath the soil that is relatively unaffected by biological activity. Clay. It is a soil separate consisting of particular particles less than 0.00 mm in diameter. Cohesion. It is a force hooking a solid or liquid together owing the attractions between their molecules. Colluvium. It is a deposit consisting of rock fragments and soil materials accumulated at base of steep slopes as a restrict of gravitational action. Compost. It is a mixture of organic residuals that have been peeled and allowed to undergo biological decomposition and used as fertilizers. Decomposition. It is a process of dissolving minerals and organic materials into new compounds, also called as chemical withering. Denitrification. It is the biochemical reductions of nitrates or nitrates of gaseous nitrogen. Denitrifying bacteria. It is the bacteria that is capable of changing soluble nitrogen compounds into gaseous nitrogen. Desalination. It is the removal of salts from saline soil, usually by leaching. Diastrophism. It refers to the actions of forces causing part crust to be deformed, producing mountains or change of level. Disintegration, it is a reduction of rock, smaller pieces mainly by mechanical mean, also called as mechanical weathering. Duff mold, it is a forest humus that is found in the transition zone of horizons that may be produced either into more or mule. Edapology, it is a science that deals with the influence of soils, of living things, particularly plants, including human use of land or plant growth. Elevation, it is the normal removal of soil material from the zone of impoverishment into zone of enrichment. Essential elements, it is a chemical element required for the normal growth of plants. Fertile soil, it is soil that has substantial amount of readily available elements necessarily for plant growth. Fibrous, it is an organic soil which has least decomposed all organic soil materials containing very high amounts of fiber that are well preserved and readily identifiable as the botanical origin. Fixation, it is a process of soil by which certain chemicals elements essential for plant growth are converted from exchangeable form to non-exchangeable form. If layer, it is a layer of forest floor that is immediately below the litters consisting of fragmented or partly decomposed organic materials. Floodplain, it is the land bordering stream built up for the sediments for overflow of the stream and subject for inundation when the stream is at flood stage. Fullest, it is an organic soil which has freely drained historical consisting primarily of leaf litters with some twigs and branches that rest on rocks, stones, and boulders whose voids are filled with organic matter. Forest floor, it is refers to all organic matters including litters and decomposing organic layers resting on minerals acid soil surface. Gravitational water, it is a water that moves into through or out of the soil under the influence of gravity. Green manure, it is a plant materials incorporated with the soil while green or soon after maturity for improving the soil. Humus, it is an organic soil which is intermediate in degree of decomposition of organic materials between the least decomposed separate materials. Each layer, it is a layer forest floor consisting largely of well decomposed amorphous organic matter. Humification, it is a process involving the decomposing of organic matter and leading to information of humus. Humus, it is a temporary end product of decompositions of plant and animal remains. Hygroscopic water, it is a soil water held so tightly by the attractions of soil particles that cannot be removed by the roots of the plants except as a vapor by raising the temperature above the boiling point of water. Igneous rock, it is a rock that is formed by cooling and solidification of hot molten materials called magma. Elevation, it is a removal of soil materials from the zone of enrichment to the zone of impoverishment. Immature soil, it is a soil with indistinct or only slightly developed horizons because of the relatively short time it has been subjected to the various soil forming processes. Intrusive rock, It is an igneous rock formed when magma penetrates and it fills up the spaces between other rocks below the surface of the earth and the solidifies. Iron. It is an atom of a compound that is electrically charged. Lacustrine deposit. It is a deposit of lakes and later exposed either by lowering of the water levels or by the elevations of the land. Lava. It is a very hot molten mass emerging to the Earth's surface, leaching. The downward removal of minerals in solutions from the soil by percolating water. A layer of forest floor consisting of unuttering dead remains of plants and animals. Liming. It is the application of lime to the land primarily to reduce soil acidity and supply animals. Liming. The application of lime to the land primarily used to soil acidity of supposedly calcium for plant growth. Liming. The application of lime to land primarily to reduce soil acidity and supply calcium for plant growth. Loam. It is a textural class name for soil having a moderate amount of sand, silt, and clay. Soil. It is a natural body on the intermediate surface of the earth composed of unconsolidated minerals, organic materials, and living forms in which plants grow. Soil aggregates, a cluster of soil particles held together as a unit in soil structure, are also called or known as soil granules. Soil bulk density. It is the mass of dry soil per unit of the bulk volume including the airspace. Soil classification. It is the systematic arrangement of soils into groups categorized on the basis of their characteristic. Soil colloid. It is a kind of mixtures whose particles are intermediate in size between the visible particles as the suspensions of and the invisible particles of solution. Soil conservation. It is an art combining all managements and land use methods that safeguard the soil against depletions or deteriorations caused by nature and human beings. Soil consistency. It is refers to the physical conditions of soil at various particles resulting in single grain structure. Soil dispersion. The breaking of soil aggregates into individual particles resulting in single grain structure. Soil fertility. It is the status of soil with respect to the amount of availability of elements necessary for plant growth. Self horizon. It is a layer of soil approximately parallel to the soil surface, differing in properties and characteristics from adjacent layers below the above it. Soil monolith. It is a vertical sections of soil profile removed from the soil mounted for display of study. Soil particle density. It is the mass per unit volumes of the soil particles. Soil profile. It is a vertical section of soil from the surface through all horizons. Soil reactions. The degree of acidity or alkalinity of soil usually depressed in pH value. Topsoil, the topmost fertile layer of soil usually rich in organic matter. Withering, it is refers to all physical and chemical changes produced in rocks or at or near the earth's surface by the atmospheric agents.